Good evening, folks. I'm going to be posting this in the morning, so I guess good morning, folks. I have been tagged by Nona Grace in all these tags that are going around, and I seem to skip the 10 question tag, fall tag. Nobody tagged me in that one, and that's okay. But Nona Grace tagged me in the bucket list tag. And so what it is that you name 3 things on your bucket list that you have. Now, it's funny because I used to have a huge bucket list. It was like 100 things long. And now I think the same as Nona, as I get older, the bucket list seems to be dwindling. Because one of my bucket list things was to go ice skating in Central Park. Well, folks, I ain't ice skating anymore. I fall down, I break something. So I'm not. What is that? Oh, it looked like something was on my camera. I'm not ice skating anymore, so that's off the bucket list. So, anyways, okay. So I came up with 3 things that are truly things that I would love to have in my life. And so I will say those are my 3 things on my bucket list. And the first thing on my bucket list is, and I've always had this on my bucket list, and for some people it's no big deal. They can just do it with a drop of a hat. I can't. So, is to be able to afford to go to New York City, spend a week there, of course go and see Jan from New York City, visit with Jan, visit with Jennifer Lopez, that's on YouTube as one of my friends, visit with Fatima, with famous Fatima. I would love to get to meet all 3 of you back there. And my new friend Missy with Hot Messy Missy, I think, or something is her channel name. She's from Long Island. Would love to meet Missy. She is so funny. She makes me laugh all the time. So anyways, but I've always wanted to go to New York City. Even before I started doing YouTube, I've always wanted to go to New York City because it's so different than how I live. I live so remote, small town, country life. It's the big city. There's so much there. We have so much here too, just different stuff, you know. So I always wanted to go to New York City. And I always have wanted to go with somebody that knows their way around so that, you know, I don't get lost or whatever. My brother goes to New York City a lot, so probably will ask my brother to go with me. And I want to be able to go when I can afford to do whatever I want to do so that I don't have to put a limit to budgeting on. I mean, I have to budget, of course, but there's so much I want to see, I want to be able to do it. And I know that when my cousin and I went to Tennessee, we stayed for a week, and we felt like those cards were just going swipe, 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 because we were going everywhere, doing everything, but we had so much fun. Okay, second thing on my bucket list is to have a summer home in Montana. My husband straight up will not spend the winters in Montana, and my son lives in Montana, and his wife and family, and I would love to be able to spend the winter months here in California and the summer months in Montana so that I can be closer to those grandchildren, as well as, you know, then I'll have my grandchildren here that I would see as much as them. But in order to do that, of course, I would have to be retired. So I guess that goes along with that bucket list, is to have a summer home in Montana and be retired. Okay, and the third and last thing on my bucket list would be, this is a serious thing. I don't know how long it would ever take to do this. I retire, and my sister informed me I don't retire in 10 years. I retire in 12. But because Social Security has bumped it up now to I can't retire until I'm 62 for the full benefit of the 3% or whatever. But I might just take the 2% at 65 and make enough money on YouTube with a channel big enough that I can make enough money on YouTube with my Social Security that I can retire and have that summer home in Montana and be retired. I really have come to a point in my life where I'm looking forward to being retired. I love to work. I do. I love to work, but I love to be home and be able to go be with all my grandbabies and all that stuff too. So those are the 3 things on my bucket list. Go to New York City, have a summer home in Montana, and retire with enough money from Social Security and YouTube money. So it wants us to now tag 3 people, and Nona Grace tagged 4, so I'm going to tag 4. So the first person I am tagging is Ellen with Ellen's Abundant Life on Les. And so Ellen, I would love for you to do this tag. The second person I am tagging, kind of semi-new to the YouTube world, is Annette. I shouted her out last week. Her channel's name is Cook, Clean, and Other Things. Love Annette. Love, love, love Annette. Cook, Clean, and Other Things is the name of her channel. So Annette, I am tagging you in doing your 3 items of your bucket list. The third person I am tagging is very new to YouTube, but for some reason I've just connected with her. I just love her. She's just such a, she reminds me a lot of myself, how she cooks and crafts, and she just had her first grandbaby. So Melina Brock's Cooking and Crafts. I have not yet shouted her out on one of my shout outs yet, but her channel is, I think, under 100 subscribers. So I don't know, Melina, if you have ever been tagged before, but what I'm doing is tagging you, so you'll answer these questions and then tag 3 more people. And for my extra boost of somebody else that I would love to tag, I would love to tag Mel with Everything Marmy, because I just love Mel. She's just adorable. So, okay, you guys, I am tagging you, Ellen, Annette, Melina, and Mel, if you will do this tag as well. And I will talk to you guys all later. It was a fun, easy tag. Okay, Nona Grace, I did it. Okay, bye, guys.